if you get to event rank 2 and you go to like a certain town where a kid gets kidnapped by some kidnappers or something, and you don't take care of it, or you don't go to that area, and as the event rank go up, you won't have another chance to go save that kid. But at the same time, you won't really know what event rank you're at unless you have to watch. You have to look out for certain things happening around towns and areas and stuff like that. Like if you see this one girl, I know in Romancing Saga 1, the remake version on PS2, I don't know if it works the same way in the original, but in the PS2 version, you'll know when you're like at event rank 5 or over if you go to any town that has like a port with water and ships and stuff around, and you'll see this little girl following you around on a dock, asking you about statues and stuff. Then you'll know you're like at event rank 5 or up. But if you don't see her come out yet, then that means you're between 1 and 4 or 0 and 4. I think 0 actually counts. And then you might have to go to a certain town a certain way from a specific route to catch someone stealing out of people's houses in this one place, and you'll have to like hunt them down or whatever, and you have to be like right at event rank 11, like just coming from event rank 10. It's like little complicated stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that's easily missed in that game, because in that series, because of how fucking cryptic it is. It's like, how would you even know to go to some of these places in that way, or to be here at this specific time and all of that? Like, how would you know that? It might be the only time you get to see something set off in order for it to be a mission that you can go on. It's crazy, man. And like I said, when you constantly, if you're trying to grind and fight monsters to try to get stronger, the event that just speeds up the event rank. And then the worst part about that event rank thing is, at least in the first Romancing Saga, is there's actually something you gotta do super early in the game where you have to slow down this giant toad monster thing that's like sleeping, but he's gonna wake up and he's gonna go to like a certain spot in the map and completely destroy every single town and city and kill every person that's in that region. I think they said that it's called a jewel beast. Yeah, it's called a jewel beast. I think if you don't do any of the stuff to at least try to slow it down or whatever from waking up, it'll become active around, I think they said event rank 10 or 12 or something like that, and it'll just go on a straight up rampage. But you can slow it down and stall it to where it won't wake up until like around 18, giving you time to possibly kill it before it wakes up. I don't know. But if you let that thing loose and it goes and destroys stuff at like event rank 10, because some of those areas he destroys, like cities and stuff, there's certain events that set off in some of them places that usually happens after event rank 10 that probably won't kick off until like event rank 13 or 14 or something like that. So if you let this thing wake up and go over there and start destroying everything by event rank 10, that automatically cancels out any of the other stuff that's supposed to go down in those places, because they're destroyed. So it's a big ass chain reaction. And there's similar situations like that with other events that'll kick off with event rank. Sometimes you may have to do one event rank or one event in order for another one to pop up later. But if you didn't do the first one, that second one ain't happening. So it's a lot, man. I mean, just me explaining it probably sounds crazy as hell. Yeah, it's a mess. You don't even have to do that in Final Fantasy like that. Like I said, the closest thing, because, you know, again, I stopped after Final Fantasy X-2. Like I didn't keep up with the Final Fantasy series after that. But out of the Final Fantasy games I have, Final Fantasy X-2 is the only one that comes close to even playing like that. But Romancing Saga's on a whole nother level, man. I mean, that shit is you have to worry about strong ass monsters. I mean, the bosses get crazy powerful early on in the game. It's very easy to get stuck like in the beginning of the fucking game, man, depending on who you pick. And again, you can get lost. You know, you can't grind because grinding makes time go by faster. Doesn't do a damn thing for your levels. I don't even think there's I think there is a level system, but it works differently. It doesn't work the same way Final Fantasy works, but you know, you have to worry about doing certain missions on time. All this stuff, man. The game doesn't point you from point A to point B. It's more like you start at point A and then you have the choice to go to either point B or point J or point Z or point W. And then it's not always clear how you get from one point to another. Not only is it completely optional, but then sometimes you don't even know how the fuck to get to where you're trying to go. So yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. Oh, and the add on that all of the stuff I already talked about. How's about the fact that every time your party members die, they lose a life point, and if they at 0 and you haven't went to any inn or anything to rest and build your shit back up, and they die when their life points are at 0, they become permanently dead throughout the rest of the fucking game. I mean, yeah, man, it's crazy. There's so much stuff with that game. I can really understand why we got it in the States so late. This is a game that I've seen Americans complain about, a lot of Westerners complain about. You know, this was originally a Japanese only series. Cause you know, Japan, they deal with all those hard ass games like that. They got some of the hardest shit. But you know, we get it over here and then it's like people can't hang with it, you know. But I mean, Romancing Saga is on a whole nother level. I mean, you gotta really be a fucking RPG, a serious RPG nut to fuck with those. And I actually am. That's why I'm crazy enough to have them fucking games. Like I said, that shit's harder than Final Fantasy. There's nothing nobody can tell me to convince me that Final Fantasy is harder than Romance and Saga. That is absolutely not true. I played the hell out of both of those, and I can say Final Fantasy is way easier. Just because of the fact that you don't have to deal with all kinds of extra shit. At least not to that degree. That's too crazy. Alright. Hey, you too, man. It was cool playing with you again. We gotta do this again. Hopefully I be stronger. Because, you know what I mean? You, like I said, you being at level 82 and me being at level 40, it's like, how useful am I? Yeah. Yeah, I may order those, man, cause I legit didn't know about those. I really didn't. All this time I had this PS4 and I didn't know you could get something like that to expand the memory on here, cause that's the only way I'm gonna play Fortnite, cause Fortnite does not want to run at all. It just, every time it's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna work. So I'm gonna need to do that. Yeah, and now that I got Street Fighter 6, I mean, you just know every time that game updates. I mean, look at what Street Fighter 5 was doing. You know how much shit I had to keep constantly deleting to keep up with Street Fighter 5 when it was still, you know, a thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, because those games stay fresh. And this one, you know, this one can be an issue sometimes too. I was lucky tonight. Hey, you too, man. I was looking for those charges, man, but do I have to mix something to make it? I think that's what I did in the first game. I don't remember now. I didn't see charge at all, man. Is there different stores I gotta go to? Or do they all have them? Oh God. I'm trying to remember where I'm at, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm on Namek. Oh God. Okay, so I really gotta quit fooling around with these side missions and go through the story. Yeah, I'ma need it, man. Well, we'll definitely hang out again, man. This was fun. Alright, dude. I gotta progress this story. Progress this story.